Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khush amdeed, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen, pakhair ragale. Welcome to Well This Morning, ladies and gentlemen. On a very fine and pleasant morning in Islamabad, though, don't know about other parts of the country. This is Shaza Hashmi for you after a very long weekend. Well, it was definitely a long weekend for me because I was in Multan. And should I tell you one thing? I actually love how different and diverse Pakistan is in terms of the weather as well. I mean, we do experience different seasons all throughout the year, but in different parts of the country too. I mean, in Islamabad, I did have, or even kept saying on the show as well, it's winter time, right? But in Multan, we were still putting on our ACs. I mean, it's intense, but yes, it's also amazing to look at because Pakistan definitely is that beautiful and that diverse. And speaking of how beautiful Pakistan is, lately, there's a surge of tourists coming into Pakistan and then, improving the soft image of the country as well, which is so great because we are such a welcoming country. But just yesterday, a very important guest came to Pakistan, a couple actually, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, and we love having them here. They're going to visit different parts of the country, the north as well, Islamabad, Lahore, because of course, first of all, we need to improve the bilateral ties. And also, here are the visuals. I mean, I absolutely love how they're carrying themselves, and to consider the fact that the Duchess herself is considerate of our culture, it was really good to look at. This was a very warm welcome they were received by last night at Noor Khan Air Base. And, all right, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, the foreign minister, was receiving them along with the missus as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is very interesting because this is happening after such a long time, and I'm so excited. Well, this is, of course, great for Pakistan. Speaking of other things that are great for Pakistan, we have a youth of around 64% from the age bracket of 15 or 18 to 30. And a lot of them, unfortunately, a lot of them, even after having degrees, even after graduating from some amazing universities, don't have jobs. They're unemployed for so many different reasons. Sometimes there are not enough vacancies. Sometimes there are, other family pressures and whatnot that cannot allow them to have a proper job. But there's this new sort of unconventional thing that's coming up in the job market. It's called freelancing. Yes, that is what we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And, when we are saying freelancing, Pakistan happens to be the fourth largest country in the world which is contributing to the freelance industry. This was so great for me to listen to. I mean, all the youngsters that I know, a lot of them actually, generally speaking, are sort of contributing to the economy of the country through freelancing. You can pick your skills. I mean, you can either be a writer, you can even be a songwriter, you can even be a musician, a video creator, anything, anyone you want to be. Work for yourself, be your own boss, but sell your services to someone, which is absolutely amazing. We're definitely going to talk about this. And for everyone who's watching right now, if you are looking to venture into freelancing, this is going to be very helpful for you. I'll tell you why, because who we have with me in the first segment happens to be one of the very big freelancers in Pakistan. She has her own initiatives as well. She helps a lot of people to come into freelancing, and she is here to help me and you as well, ladies and gentlemen. I have been joined by someone who is amazing at what she does. Ayman Sarosh, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really
My
honored.
pleasure, absolutely. Ayman, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
All right, freelancing. When did you start? How did you conceive the idea of it?
Sure. First of all, you really explained quite well about what freelancing is. So I would really like to start off with my own journey. It started off back in 2010 when I was doing my MPhil from Quaid-e-Azam University, and that was the time I left a corporate job, and I really wanted to have a gig that would, generate some income, some side income as a pocket money, so I could, just have it for myself. Okay. So I Googled. Of course, at that time, I wasn't aware of what freelancing is actually. So I Googled and I came across this website that was named as Odesk. And it was actually an online platform that lets you have a free profile. And you can, bid on the jobs that are offered from international clients from all over the world. So that's when I created a very basic profile. To start off with, I'm quite a non-technical person. I don't have any technical expertise. So I think, majority of persons can relate with me. Okay. So, I created a basic profile and I started off with applying to different jobs, and I got one. It wasn't paying me well, but of course I was having the experience and getting to know different international clients all while working from home. So I started off with that job in 2010, and I kept on working during my MPhil degree. And when I got married in 2011, 2013, that was the time, as normally that happens, that a conventional mindset was then that I left the freelancing.
Okay.
So yeah, so for 3 years I stopped working and I was a complete housewife. And back in 2016 I started off when I had a daughter.
Okay.
And right now I have 2 kids and I've been freelancing. It's like almost a decade that I have been with freelancing, and I'm actually a virtual assistant.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Virtual assistant, what does that mean?
Yes, exactly. Virtual assistant is quite an interesting category where you get to administer different clients from all over the world, and that too from from your home or wherever you want to work with. So I manage my clients on the daily basis with anything that comes across.
All right.
Yes, it could be their travel management, it could be their calendar, it could be scheduling some appointments, and looking after their websites or even their social media.
Oh, that's
so it's,
great.
Yes, it's quite an interesting and diverse field to begin with, and so I think masses from Pakistan could relate with what I do.
Of course. You know what, because I was just reading, and this was a report from probably a month ago, not going to name the newspaper here because whatever. All right, so it said that 47% growth in earning in freelancing sector by Pakistani freelancers, of course, as compared to this time of the year last year.
Absolutely.
47%, it's great to look at.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are resorting to freelancing. Is it easier, I mean, in your own terms, do you feel like it's easier than a regular job?
Yes, it is easier. It definitely has its own pros and cons, but I think it's more easier because I've been into a conventional and corporate job, and
Right.
and definitely is easier in terms of having some flexible hours. You don't have a schedule to work upon,
Right.
to start with, and then you can work from anywhere. Either you're at your home, at some other place, or even out of the country. You can work. Right? So you don't have to you have an obligation to be there at some place and be there
9
on
to
time.
5 office hours.
Exactly.
They're flexible,
9 to
right?
5, yes. It's no more like that. It's the mindset that's been changing, I think, and that is the good thing about freelancing. But of course, it has some cons that, you don't get to have that workplace maybe in the first place that, to concentrate on. So maybe
I wouldn't mind working at the expense of my
yes,
bed, to be honest.
That is the reason I haven't, gone back to the corporate sector.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, you know what? You're not just here as a freelancer. Now that you've told your story, you're also now sort of a poster child for a housewife who is sort of adopting the new values. You're working, but from your home.
Yes.
You're being a full-time mother to your children, mashallah. You're being a wife to your husband. You're managing the house while also contributing to the finances, which is so great. A lot of Pakistani women, ladies and gentlemen, out there, unfortunately, they have some amazing degrees, but unfortunately, because of some family or societal pressures, they're not allowed to work outside the premises of their house. For so many, I'm not going to judge for whatever the reasons are, but this is one thing that everyone or any one of us can do. Let's talk about some of the, let's say, areas in freelancing that Pakistanis are tapping. We know we have freelance writers, which is absolutely amazing. What else skills do we have?
Yes, of course. There are a lot of work categories that Pakistanis can work in, writing one of them. Then, I would start with the basics that if you don't have any degree even or any special skill sets, you can start with data entry.
Okay,
That is the
data
basic thing that many people can do. Then they can work on translation, transcription. Then if they are good with the, technical expertise like software development or websites and all that, they could work on that side as well. And even in, you can help in the legal side, in the audits and accounts, and there's so much more, you name it. And I could even tell you some weird jobs that have been done as freelancing. There's this consultancy firm in US that is, help you in naming your babies, and they are charging way a lot for this. Can you believe it?
Should I tell you one thing? I came across a story. This is so interesting, but this also baffles me on how human beings are getting these ideas, which is so interesting. So there was a woman who is a freelancer. She charges to come cry at your wedding. Imagine,
Yes,
she cries
absolutely.
at your wedding as a friend and she charges you for that. I mean, this is just your mind wandering to places.
Exactly.
This is amazing.
This is what it's about. You just have to think, you have to be innovative, and there are lots and lots of ideas and areas that you can explore in freelancing.
All right. So you know what? Since we're talking about how big a freelance industry in Pakistan is, we are actually bigger than Bangladesh and India, even in South Asia. And a lot of consumers or employers are from the US or Europe. Why are they so lazy, first of all? But doesn't matter, they're adding to the economy of the country. Now, Eamon, let's talk about We Can. It's one of the initiatives that you have started. Tell us all about it.
Sure. I just started off 2 months back with We Can after having my baby. He's only 5 months at the moment.
Mashallah.
Yeah. So, I started off with this initiative that is about, empowering women of Pakistan with the online opportunities.
Okay.
There are a lot of women that they came to me and they ask about what is freelancing, how could they do it? And, they are not just from universities or housewives or somebody. They are even working in bank sector and, in the hospitals and even they're doctors. And they want to have an extra income. They want to have a side gig. And that's where I'm helping them with online opportunities and providing them with the right skill sets.
Oh, perfect. Because you know what, for the people who do want to venture into freelancing, sometimes they're not really sure what their skill set is, like you very rightly mentioned.
Absolutely.
This is what we will talk about, how you can identify and develop your skill set. Also, Eamon, you are an ambassador for Takhti Online. This is what we will talk about as well. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very informative report for you in line with something that we are observing today. Today happens to be International Students' Day. And this is so relevant to my segment as well, because if you're a student as well, doesn't matter if you do have a degree yet or not, even if you're a student and you want some extra pocket money, freelancing is what you should be going for. Let's take a look at this report.
World Students' Day is a celebration of multiculturalism, diversity, and cooperation among students across the globe. Though originally a day of commemoration of more than 1,200 students from the University of Prague, whose lives were taken in World War II, World Students' Day has become an occasion for universities the world over to boast their masses of international students and the good they do for the local community. Students display and celebrate their acts of social responsibility and have gatherings on campus to showcase the causes they volunteer for, take part in gleeful competitions, indulge in student food, gossip about the student unions, and complain about their student fees.
All right, study to learn, ladies and gentlemen, International Students' Day. Back to what we were talking about with Eamon over here. Okay, Takhti Online, what is it? It sounds more like another freelance sort of a setup online, but please explain.
Sure, and I could totally relate. That's, I'm going to talk about on National Students' Day.
Yeah.
So it is an initiative started off back in 2014 by a few engineers and PhDs. They worked upon providing the concepts of science and other studies in simple Urdu. Because most of the time, students are not able to grasp the idea of, the scientific concepts. And for that, they started creating content in Urdu. And it's been, it's been all over the Pakistan, especially in the rural areas.
Yeah.
So they have created content in astronomy, quantum mechanics, to begin with, and then physics and
created
mathematics.
content or like transcribe or translate as well from the already existing ones?
Well, actually, our existing curriculum is not really updated. So they look for the latest research and then they incorporate in that content.
Wow,
and that is then, they have a biggest scientific channel on YouTube at the moment.
Oh,
they have created 541 videos, and that's been looked upon from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh in general, and from 27 countries. All over the world.
It's amazing.
Yes.
So you are basically sort of developing their skill sets, making them learn in their own, like say, ease or comfort zone, right? And also while contributing to the market. Now let's talk about, how we can develop the skill set, because there are some websites, of course, I'm not going to name, so you can really find them. I mean, just go on Google and write, freelancing websites. So there you have to go and develop a gimmick or your own portfolio, depending on your skill set. How can we identify our skill set?
Well, for that, you really need to look upon your professional studies, if you have any, and experience. And especially, it should be, related to your interest. I am really good at managing things, and that is what I went into the virtual assistants in the first go, because I think I could manage stuff, multitask. That is the reason that I went into virtual assistants. So the most important thing is you need to have an interest about what really inspires you to work upon it. So and that is the time that you should go. Of course, that you just said that you need to go into the online opportunities that are available, and then create a very impressive profile with everything genuine, of course, because when you get to talk to the client, they get to know about you instantly. So be very genuine, and what really interests you, that is the reason that is where you should start with.
All right, so if now we have developed our skill set, okay, let's say that. The next part is to market your portfolio, like you said, make one. How is that doable, let's say? And for a lot of people, including me, to be honest, I didn't know how to do it. But when I was a student, of course, I wanted some extra money in my pocket. But maybe the market was too full. I was going to be a writer. I don't know what the reason was, but how can we really develop or sell our skill set?
Sure. To create your portfolio, you don't really have to be an expert or a professional in the first go. What you can do is, if you're going to be a writer, you should have some writing samples at your hand. And that you can create, in any category that you feel like in working in. Maybe if you are good at lifestyle category, then you should write something about that. Or any other thing, if you're good in, in the science or technical side, then you should write few writing samples. And that is what your portfolio is about. You should have something that you could showcase to your clients. So that is the thing that you should begin with, and then you can ask for recommendations. You can show your working samples to your mentors, to your teachers, and they could recommend you. And that is the things that you should need to showcase to your clients, and that's how it proceeds.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. I really hope this is helpful for all of you out there as well, because I know I'm learning a lot. But towards the end, just to, for more solutions that we are talking about, now that freelancing is sort of mainstreaming into the economy of Pakistan especially, and I'm so proud of that, how do you think can the government play some part in making this a genuine part of the economy?
Sure. As you just said, you talked about how 47% growth rate has been seen in freelancing. I would really like to add that, Pakistan is on number 4, and in Asia, Pakistan is at number 1.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
It's above India and Bangladesh at the moment in the rise of freelancing. So, as per the Global Economy Gig Index, that's been, done 2 months back. So, you started off with, what was your question again?
It was that what the government can do to contribute to
this absolutely. Sector. Government is also already playing a part in, they've created incubation centers in the first go, and then we have co-working spaces where the like-minded people, they come across, they jot down their ideas and they work together. That is the best thing, to start off with. And then we have, I read about this Kamyab Jawan program that just started 2 days back, where government is providing loan to the youth of Pakistan to start off with their businesses. So I think these are great initiatives that would definitely help in enhancing the entrepreneurial skills of youth, and they should look upon more into that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us, Ayman, early in the morning. And thank you so much for informing us. This was Ayman Sarosh, ladies and gentlemen, one of the leading freelancers in Pakistan. And she really did give out some tips as well. Freelancing is an industry that, if you're interested, you should definitely tap into. If you're a housewife, if you are, a stay-at-home mom, or even anyone who stays at home is not probably allowed to or doesn't want to go out and work, freelancing is your answer. If you want to have some extra pocket money as a student as well, if you really don't want to work under someone and be your own boss, freelancing is the answer, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're heading out to a very short break, but when we come back, we're talking about a very healthy lifestyle, so stay tuned. Good morning.
The Faisal Mosque is the largest mosque in Pakistan. Located in the national capital city of Islamabad. Completed in 1986, it was designed by Turkish architect Vedat Daloke to be shaped like a desert Bedouin's tent. It is situated at the north end of Faisal Avenue, putting it at the northernmost end of the city and the foot of the Margala Hills, the westernmost foothills of the Himalayas. It is located on an elevated area of land against a picturesque backdrop of the Margala Hills. This enviable location represents the mosque's great importance and allows it to be seen from miles around, day and night. The Faisal Mosque is conceived as the national mosque of Pakistan and is named after the late King Faisal bin Abdulaziz of Saudi Arabia, who supported and financed the project. It is the largest mosque in South Asia and one of the largest mosques in the world. The Faisal Mosque was the largest mosque in the world from 1986 until 1993, when it was overtaken in size upon the completion of the Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca, Morocco. Subsequent expansions of the Masjid al-Haram, the Grand Mosque of Mecca, and the Masjid al-Nabwi, the Prophet's Mosque in Medina, Saudi Arabia during the 1990s, relegated Faisal Mosque to 4th place in terms of size. Architectural wonders of Pakistan.
Magla Hills, the heaven of Islamabad. The abode of God, a place where you can explore your soul and meet power of natural elegance of mountains. Spread over an area of 12,605 hectares, the Magla Range, the foothills of Himalayas, are youngest hills with an age of 5,000 years old. Magla Hills are home to around 600 plant species, 250 bird varieties, 38 mammals, and 13 species of reptiles. Magla Range is characterized by many valleys, scenic spots, and beautiful water streams, especially in the monsoon months. Famous for their tranquil environment,
Welcome back to Well This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, where today, in this segment right now, we are going to discuss something which everyone can benefit from. Well, this is well-being, nutrition, physical fitness, and whatnot, because there's a certain growing trend all over the globe, which I am absolutely loving. Everyone out there wants to be fit. Well, some do need some motivation, like me, because, well, we do have this excuse of being lazy and I don't have time, I don't know how to begin. This is what we're going to bust today. We're literally going to help you out on how to manage time for being fit. And also, for everyone who's watching right now, this is going to be helpful. Stay tuned, because towards the end of the show, we're also going to demonstrate some of the ways that you can exercise at your home, at your offices. You really don't have to go to the gym out there. So please make sure you watch the whole segment. And for this purpose, ladies and gentlemen, we've been joined by some very apt guests over here in the studio. The first of all, he happens to be the general manager for Vostro World, happens to be a fitness gym, probably. Let's ask him. This is Bilal Arshad. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the show. Next to Bilal, we have someone who happens to be a fitness coach, also a nutritionist, and she has some amazing anecdotes that I learned for the first time as well early in the morning when I was speaking to her. She's none other than Maria Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum, Maria.
Assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm absolutely great. And next to Maria, we have another fitness instructor who is not going to speak much, but he is definitely here to demonstrate all the steps for you. You can learn a lot from him. He is Saqib. Hello, assalamu alaikum. All right, so let's start with Bilal. Bilal, you created this. Is it a gym, first of all? Let's be clear on that.
It is a gym, but we don't like calling ourselves a gym
All
because
right.
we advocate a healthy lifestyle and try to sort of tell people to actually how to live a healthy life. Just
So
not
it's a
just
fitness
come to the gym.
center?
It is a fitness center. We have some spa facilities there as well, and people just come to hang out for a few hours, not just for bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a very good facility. People can come, chill out, relax, and out of their stressful days, they come and take a break and do some healthy activities. We have a really good team, certified, experienced team to help people achieve their fitness goals. So yeah, it's an overall thing. It's just not a gym.
All right. So I'm assuming, Bilal, that since you started this thing on your own, mashallah, you definitely had sort of a knack or sort of an interest in this area. And so I'm just going to assume that you both are absolutely physically fit. So let's start the conversation with what you guys think as wellness or fitness.
Right. So the thing is, it's a lifestyle. So you have to eat right. You have to sleep right. You have to work, not overwork yourself.
Okay.
And you have to find yourself hobbies. You have to spend time with your family. So it's the whole package. It's not just going
It's a
to the
holistic
gym.
approach,
Yeah,
really.
it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
And it's about training your brain to think well as well. So it's an overall sort of advocating a healthy lifestyle.
All right. What about you, Maria?
So it's again, as Bilal rightly said, so it's not just many times going to the gym and physically working out. It's taken as, oh, I just have to build up my muscle and
Dole
I just
shole.
dole shole, right? Sola ka dola. And it's just
Right.
that. It's limited to that, unfortunately. But it's more than that. It's physical, emotional, psychological, mental
course.
well-being, right? And the main part is nutrition, which is 80% part of the equation. And it is always, it's like the major trend is, I'm on a diet.
I'm on a diet.
And what does that mean?
I'm not
starving.
eating anything. Yeah.
I'm starving, right? I'm just eating an apple or a rusk per day, right?
Right.
That's what it is. So the trend is not right. So nutrition, which, for example, 35% of whatever we eat goes to, it fuels our brain.
All
So imagine we
right.
just don't realize all these unhealthy life patterns are so
Exactly.
detrimental for each and every organ.
And you know, we're so lethargic because of that. And you know, I think you guys can relate to it as well. Every other time our parents are like, you know, when we were your age, we would go out and play and this and that, and you guys are just sitting at home on the couch. Well, that is true, of course. We're just literally becoming, you know, a house mouse. And
Yes.
that is because, for the very fact you mentioned, the food that we put in our bodies, right? You were telling me something about the amount of oil consumption in Pakistan in general. Tell me about it.
Yes, so there's a very interesting Pakistan-specific study. So they took a pool of people from Europe and US and then from Pakistan. So a typical European or an American, they consume like 3 to 4 liters of oil per annum. An average Pakistani consumes 15 liters of oil per annum, right? Like samosas,
Wow,
pakoras,
right.
paratha.
Fries.
Everything is deep fried. And then so 2/3 of the heart diseases in Pakistan is
Are
because
because-
of this extensive fat
course.
consumption. And so this is what it is, because it's not the food which makes us unhealthy, it's the mechanism we cook.
Absolutely. They very rightly say you are what you eat.
Exactly.
Right? And that is so true at so many
And
levels.
coming back from the diet thing, we're actually telling people to overeat, not starve yourself. So we actually tell people to have 5 meals a day,
Oh.
5 balanced meals. It's about what you actually put in, not the quantities. The quantities that don't matter.
Okay.
It's your calories and your carbs. You have to fuel your body right. So actually to think properly, you know, to feel well, you have to have that fuel inside you.
All right.
And that's why we tell people to actually have 5 meals a day. And I mean, you know, that concept of starving yourself and not eating enough is totally wrong.
Right. So you guys are, let's say, coaches and instructors. So I'm going to take your word for it. So you're saying no matter how much you eat, in a, of course, balanced way, or the right nutritious food, you're
Exactly.
saying, you can work it off. That's what you're saying?
And you're not gonna gain all that excessive fat.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
it's not the potato which is making you fat, it's
you.
the French fries. So for example, I'll just state here, so potato, everybody says, oh, potato makes you fat. It's not the potato which is making you fat. A potato is the best source of carbs out there. If you boil it, you grill it, you steam it.
All right. Yeah, go on.
No,
go
that's
on.
the buzzword. So imagine a potato has 90 calories.
Okay.
When you grill it, you steam it, you boil it. It's the best source of carbs.
Wow.
But when you cut the same potato and make French fries out of it, it's 900 calories.
Oh my
so
God, look at
90
that.
calories turn into 900 calories. What
No
did
one
you do?
wants
You
that.
just fried it.
No one really wants that, right?
So
Okay.
it's the mechanism how we cook our food that makes it toxic.
Right, for our
body.
bodies, absolutely right.
And so
Now,
that-
Bilal, coming
yeah.
to you, of course, it's really important to have some sort of, time allocated to working out each day. But is it also really important, or let's say, do workout and diet go hand in hand?
Absolutely. When you tell people to actually have 5 meals a day, so you have to burn it off as well. There is a fact of burning it off. And burning it off doesn't mean actually going to the gym and spending 2 hours. Then
Yeah.
you can do it in any way possible. Like, for example, you can actually park your car furthest away from your office.
Okay.
So you actually have a 10 minutes walk. And you can
Right,
actually
and no
take-
one does that, to be
No
honest.
one does that. You want your
Everyone
car.
wants closest parking spot.
exactly. Don't do that. Just park. That's probably the only chance you'll get to burn some food off. So park your bike or car the furthest away. Take the stairs instead of the elevators, right?
Okay.
And then pace around your office every now and then. And then, people have people bringing them food and water. Just get up and do it yourself.
True.
Go to photocopy yourself, and just do these things during the day, and you'll actually burn off all that. Even if you have the French fries in the morning, it's not a sin.
Yeah.
But it's just you have to burn it off during the day.
Right, absolutely. And because of, I mentioned in the beginning of this segment how there's a growing trend, especially because of social media. Everyone out there is sharing their inspiring stories of transformation, how they were this and now they're this, which is great to look at. But when you come to, start it, when a person like me who's so lazy and always has excuses, plans that, today I'm going to do it, it's so hard to begin.
It
So
is.
let's start with some FAQs. I'm asking these on behalf of all the people out there. Is there any right time to work out in the day? Let's say morning is the best time or night is the best time.
So that's another myth
Misconception?
out there.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. It's about other myth out there. The best time is the time you can manage every day for the rest of all the days.
Oh,
That's the best
right.
time.
Anytime that you can
Anytime.
manage.
You see, if it's not consistent, and if I tell you, all right, it's the morning time, but then you cannot manage more. I can't manage morning time,
Okay.
right? So it doesn't work for me. If something doesn't work for you, it's not going to produce the results you're looking for. And building physical activity, just Bilal mentioned few easy tips, right? Which you can build in your lifestyle, but physical activity is really important. It tricks your brain to release the natural dose. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, the
Wow.
4 happy hormones. It
Yeah.
comes with the physical activity. Our genes are built that way.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
So, okay, so you're
You
saying there's
must-
literally not a right time. You can pick any time of the day, just stick to it.
Yes.
Now, Bilal, what answer I want from you is everyone in the world has 24 hours in a day, right? Everyone does. But some happen to manage it so well. They have a perfect routine, their perfect bodies and perfect, physical and mental wellness as well. But for the people who are lazy out there, how can we manage our 24
Okay,
hours?
So that excuse of I don't have time, I don't find time. That's the single biggest excuse everyone uses.
Yeah.
But the actual thing is to cross that barrier for the first time.
All right.
To take that first step. Once you do that, and then you develop a routine,
Yeah.
then you won't be able to get away from it.
Okay.
It becomes a part of your life, and then when you don't do it, and then you will feel like incomplete without exercise. So it's just that first barrier you have to cross, and for that crossing that, some people take the whole of their lives doing that, and sometimes it's just too late so yeah, it's
Is
just
it
that
ever too late, though?
no, it's never too late.
Oh, never.
It's
I
never.
like
It
that.
is absolutely never,
Never.
too late.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. So, when we're talking about, time management, there's so many things that come into it when we're talking about, wellness. Like you mentioned in the beginning, your sleep pattern and whatnot.
Exactly.
We tend to ignore that. Sometimes we're just staying up late, Netflix and chill and whatnot.
Yeah, no,
That
exactly.
really requires a lot of time.
It does. And you know what? You have to have a balance of everything, right? Sleeping properly actually has a direct impact on how you think and how you spend the rest of the day.
Okay. The energy,
The energy
right?
levels, and how you actually feel throughout the day. And I'll actually put in some other things. It's about, like hygiene as well.
Oh,
Your
okay.
hygiene and things like these, how you dress up, how you feel, all these things count towards that wellness that we're trying to achieve.
Absolutely.
So yeah, eating right, packing your own lunch, having a nice lunch instead of an oily, greasy lunch, it'll affect how you actually spend your whole day. It's actually
true.
very surprising. And then how much time you actually spend with your family or friends, that affects
Being
how
surrounded
you-
by the right people.
Exactly. So you have to have that support system, like people who you can share the good things or the bad things with.
Absolutely.
And all these things count, towards a healthy lifestyle.
Thank you so much for mentioning that, Bilal, because again, we tend to neglect it so much, but it's such an integral part of our society because we are a collectivistic culture. There is no way we can live an isolated or a solo life. I mean, we're all connected to people in one way or another, right? So might as well surround yourself with people who bring positive energies in your life, because when we are talking about fitness, mental fitness is so important. And lately, when unfortunately, because of so many things, a lot of people find themselves under anxiety or depression, working out can help them, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's like a stress reliever. It's like the best therapy.
Right.
Without any drugs. So as we mentioned, dose, that's the happy hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. They are the happy hormones. It's the natural dose. It's the natural therapy, which we, of course, yes, starting it the first 2 weeks is going to be a challenge. But once it becomes a habit, it's a habit.
Right. And once you do develop that habit, I think it's going to become of your a part of your lifestyle, absolutely. So Saqib, I'm now going to request you to please come on the mat. And Maria, are you going to demonstrate or tell us what he's doing?
Yes, so we're going to just go over some of the few workouts which you can go do at home, in your office. So these are basic compound movement workouts which work each and every part of your muscle. So our first workout
Saqib, just
is
one thing. Can you please face the camera so audience can... Yeah.
So our first workout is a push-up. And if you are really... So I think we're good, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Yes, okay, great. Okay, so first we get onto our knees, get into the push-up position. We'll go really slow into the basic baby steps of it, so that those whoever is watching us in this, all this angles make you and break you. So make sure your shoulder, your elbow, your wrist joint, they're all in a vertical line. We slowly descend down.
All right.
Right, and then we slowly come back up. And while we're doing that, we make sure that you're engaging your chest muscle.
Okay.
So this workout, it works your chest, your back, your bicep, tricep, all of it.
Okay.
Now, if this sometimes go ahead as like a very intense one. So we go on our knees, Saqib. Yes, so we go on our knees if that's a bit too much. So you see,
this
now
does
this
look hard, to be honest. I'm pretty
This is
sure
actually
this is not
the
for
easier
starters.
version. That's the easier version.
Okay,
This is
on
an
your
easier
knees.
version. All right, so if this looks hard, we have another variation.
Oh, no problem.
So and then again with the same mechanism, our shoulder, our elbow, and our wrist joint, they're all in a straight perpendicular line. We slowly descend down. The most important part is we keep our core tight here.
Oh, okay, okay.
We keep
so
our core
it's
tight
also
here.
working on the abs, let's say?
Yes, on the abs, exactly. So, and then we come back up. So that's a push-up. And as you were mentioning, I don't know if you'll be like...
Yeah, go on.
So we can do it on a table.
Oh, do you need the table as well?
Yes. So,
All
so if it's like, if this is still hard, so there's another variation where you can just do
You
it
can
on
have
a
a
table.
support.
Exactly. So
All right, so for all the beginners, ladies and gentlemen, if this is hard, because it was hard for me to look at, you can have a support to begin with. And he is using this table right now. All right.
So you see, and then we slowly, now you have some support and you don't have all your weight going down on, your hands. So now, and then important, very important, keep your core tight.
Okay.
Shoulder, elbow, wrist in one line, and then slowly descend down. And if you cannot descend all the way down, just do 1 inch. 1 inch of descending and 1 inch of getting up, that's more than enough.
How low one should go, though?
You should build yourself up with all the workouts. Never go, everybody is like, oh, I'm going to work out and, oh, I'm going to kill it. It's my first day and I'm going to do it.
Doesn't happen.
No, right? It doesn't happen. And even if it does, you'll take a break for 3 days.
Right,
or
which
a
is
week.
not good.
Slowly build yourself up. Give yourself 2 weeks. Angles, focus on your angles, because angles are, you don't want to injure yourself.
Of course, right.
Do not injure yourself. There are people come and then they do all this extensive...
internal bleeding and ripped muscles and whatnot, in a bad way though.
Exactly.
All right, so what are some of the other things that we can do at our home?
So this is the first workout which we focused on the upper body. Now we go to the lower body. We'll start with squats. So we will open our legs shoulder width apart. And now we make sure that our weight is like 80% on our heel. So he's gonna, Saqib, please, if you can lift your toes a bit. Yes, so just hypothetically, so that your weight is not leaning forward. We slowly sit down as if you're trying to sit on this virtual stool. Now imagine,
the knees and the toes have to be in line?
Yes, so your knee doesn't crosses your toe.
Oh.
Yeah, and you see the weight is on the heel.
Okay, okay.
And make sure that your back is absolutely perfect straight. So there's like a 90-degree angle here.
All right.
And your back is straight, and then we slowly get back up.
And Judy is holding it for so long, I can't imagine.
And then we slowly get back up, and then we just repeat this for another minute. So
All
do
right.
the push-up
Can you
for a
also,
minute.
Maria, mention for beginners, of course, the amount of, let's say, reps we call it? We can
Yeah,
use?
you know, it's about building it up. Like, for example, the previous one we saw, you start with the table first, even go down an inch and two, and then start building every day, start building.
Okay.
Once you're comfortable with the table, you can actually, you know, take out 10 or 12 reps, then start with the knee one, and
Okay.
then eventually with the full push-up. And again, I think with the squat as well, we have easier versions. You can actually use the support of the wall.
Oh,
when you're
right.
absolutely comfortable and confident in your angle, then you can go with the full version. It's just about building it up every day, not trying to overexert yourself and not
Doesn't
trying
happen
to injure.
overnight.
It doesn't.
Right, absolutely. All right, so Maria, we did something for the upper body, we did something for the lower body.
So
Do we
now-
have any more?
Yes, we do. We are going to cover 5 workouts.
Oh, perfect.
So if again give 30 minutes, 30 seconds per workout. Sorry, 30 seconds per
30
workout.
seconds, all right.
And then build a circuit out of it. Repeat the circuit twice or thrice, and you have a nice solid 10 to 15 minutes of workout in your day. So our third workout is a burpees. So over here we will start with, yes, where are you facing that way?
Yeah,
All right.
perfect. So I'll keep this camera, okay? Yeah,
All right.
go on.
All right, so we are going to slowly, again, using the same technique of
Okay.
squats, we are going to slowly descend down, put our hands on the floor, shift all the weight on my hands, and then
Okay.
take one step back, and then the other step back.
Oh,
Now I'm going to
alright.
hold this in the perfect plank. We have to make sure that we don't fall our butt down, like
Yeah,
don't
okay.
bend it down. Like many times, this is what
Right,
happens. This
right.
is really dangerous for your lower back.
Oh, okay.
So, and then bring the other foot down forward, and then the other foot forward, yes.
Oh, wow,
So,
Saqib is so flexible, I cannot relate to any
Yes,
of this
right.
right now.
and then we stand back up and we jump. So burpees, so many people hate burpees, but burpee is like 5 exercises combined into one.
Oh,
so it's a
alright.
huge time saver,
Okay,
and it's like it works all your full body.
right.
In
one go.
In one go.
Let's do it.
In one go. So the burpee is there. So what happens many times people come and they go like, the biggest concern of everyone is, oh, my belly fat. I have to,
I know,
right?
pot belly.
Yes, the pot belly thing. So let's start with the good news. The good news is everybody has abs.
Yeah.
Everyone. Even if somebody is 150 kgs, they have abs.
They just have to tone them?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
and then
wow.
they have this layer of fat on top of the muscle, which we need to burn. So they come and they say, oh, tell us exercises and diet plan for my
Removing
pot
fat,
belly,
yeah.
right? And it doesn't go like, even if you do 1,000 crunches every day, it's not going to help you.
Oh.
So you have to
Have the right
reduce-
combination of the exercises,
Yes,
okay?
the overall fat percentage of your whole body.
All
So that's why
right.
the full body workouts.
All right,
So-
ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a full body workout with 5 exercises combined, and we call it burpees.
So this one was burpees.
Okay,
yes.
this
and
one
now
was.
now we will cover 2 more.
Oh, let's do it.
So that's lunges. Then it works the lower body.
Yeah.
So we'll start with shoulder width apart, our feet, and then we'll take the biggest step of your life. Like the biggest step of your life, all right? It's got to be like big. So that
Love it.
once you take the biggest step, your angle is going to be absolutely perfect.
Right.
So
And the angle and posture actually matters a lot, Maria. And this cannot happen without a coach, I feel, to be honest, right?
yes, and then exactly, you need someone there to actually correct you and help you build through the process. And because if you are doing something on a wrong angle over and over again, you're just gonna injure yourself.
Yeah, all
So,
right.
so we slowly descend down, with descending down, bending the back knee,
Okay.
and make sure that the forward knee is not crossing
All
the
right,
toe.
got it.
And then we slowly come back up.
This is also for the lower body.
Yes, this is for the lower
All
body.
right.
And we take the other foot down, same mechanism, and we slowly descend down every time. Slowly
Okay.
build yourself up, and then come back up.
Perfect.
So this is side lunges.
Side lunges, all right. And the fifth
Sorry,
one.
this is the forward lunges, and the
Forward.
fifth one is the side lunges.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go on.
So in that, we will open our legs like wide open,
Yeah. So we just did the forward lunges. Now we're going for the side lunges, ladies and gentlemen. I'm learning like you are.
So that's the side lunges. What we'll do is, now just imagine.
Yeah.
So what Saqib is going to do is descend on this side. Just imagine there's like a virtual stool here. He's
All
trying to
right.
sit on here.
All right.
We make sure that the back is perfectly straight. And
Oh,
you
okay.
see the
Stretch
knee,
one leg.
Yes. The knee doesn't crosses your toe. This is the whole part which is working here. The
Right.
quads, the hamstring, the glutes, all of this.
Oh,
And then we
perfect.
slowly get back up. And then we descend on the other side,
Oh.
following the same mechanism. Here we are working all
Engaging,
of our lower
all
body.
right.
And it's really important that while we are doing all of this, we keep our core tight,
Okay.
our core muscle tight.
So
And
that it does have an effect.
yes, and many times what happens is people just hold their breath and they go like,
Yeah.
it's not,
Shouldn't do that?
yes, shouldn't
Okay.
do that. Just imagine you are
Please take
ready
a seat,
to,
Saqib.
you're
Thank
ready
you.
to take some punches.
Okay.
So you keep it tight, you're ready to take some punches and
All
engage,
right.
engage your core muscle. And even throughout the day, if you get stressed, depressed about your pot belly, that, oh my
Right.
God, so just keep it tight.
All right. Maintain
Engage
your
the muscle.
posture.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for telling all of this, because this was generic as well for all the beginners out there. Saqib, you were amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And Bilal, congratulations on this. You have an amazing team.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you learned something from this, because a lot of people that I know, including my mum, because if she's watching this, this should be helpful for her, because she always has an excuse. Beta, mere paas bahut kaam hai, I can't do it. You can literally do it, I mean, at your own home, at your own offices, in your room. Ladies and gentlemen, do write to us if you've learned something on our Facebook page with the name of Well This Morning, on Twitter, Well This Morning without a G, Daily Motion and YouTube, also Well This Morning. And if you've missed this, it's all right. You can catch the repeat at 11 p.m. tonight. Till the next time, good morning. Take care.